Hi there, my name is Pat Donnelly. I'm the President and CEO of E79 Resources. We're listed on the CSE in Canada, and the ticker is ESNR. And I'm here at Beaver Creek, talking up the story and looking for new business opportunities.
Good to see you again.
Well, good to see you.
Good to talk to you again. The first time we met.
Have we met before? Oh, we haven't? Oh, okay. It's weird, right? Because everything's always video, then you assume that you've met them in person, right? So,
I know.
So, it's
quite a
pleasure.
shock. I'm never quite sure whether they're going to be smaller or taller than they actually are on the screen, but there we go.
Usually bigger.
You're taller.
Bigger.
Right. We're going to talk today. Okay, well, let's start with the conference. You're here
Sure.
at the conference. What are you here to try and do?
Well, it's kind of a weird time right now. Obviously, the markets are really tough, and I'm wearing a number of different hats here. One, obviously, catch up with some of our shareholders. Two, what I've learned in the past is when you have these really awful markets, they present opportunities. And so I'm always sniffing out, good opportunities here. We do have a good cash position, believe it or not. And so just looking around for opportunities. And three, we still have some compelling gold assets in Australia, which I'll talk about in a minute. And we're looking for options for those assets as well, right? So, like I said, I'm wearing a few hats and then just connecting with people, seeing what's going on. This is a really good conference, really good place to network for people from all over the world, and just talk to my peers as well and gaining knowledge.
Okay. So get yourself out there. Let's talk about the portfolio, your assets.
Sure.
Let's try and make sure everyone understands what they are, where they are,
Sure.
what you've got, and then we'll kind of get into how do you manage this market. Okay, so.
Yeah, our main assets are the Myrtleford and Beaufort gold properties in the state of Victoria in Australia. And when we were doing work on them, the goal was to find another Fosterville. And as you're well aware, Fosterville was a spectacular story. Kirkland Lake Gold and Agnico found the Swan Zone and 3 million tons an ounce, and ended up becoming one of the most profitable gold mines in the world. And so we acquired these properties in 2020 to emulate their model. And we had some incredible drilling results. Our third hole, we had 11 meters, 160 grams, and the share price went on a tear. And we raised $8 million. We brought in Eric Sprott and a few other investors, and we continued drilling. And we continue to put out good results. But that being said, right now, nobody loves gold equities. Price of gold, I think, is very strong. I've been in this business for over 30 years. I'm a geologist. My father was a miner. If you told me 10 years ago gold's going to be $1,900, I'd be jumping up and down. But the junior gold space is tough. And so we had to make the difficult decision last fall where, we're burning cash. We've got 2 drills turning. We're not getting love in the market. What should we do? And it was decided to suspend our activities, take a step back, and reevaluate what we're doing. And so right now, we're not drilling. The assets are in good shape. They have lots of assessment credit on them. But we're looking at other opportunities, and we're taking a pivot into other commodities, specifically green commodities. And so the last 6-7 months, I've been working on looking at other assets. I've been traveling around the world. I've been looking at other projects and trying to find something that's going to add a lot of value to E79. And I'm a big believer in green metals. I've always been very bullish on copper and nickel and lithium and rare earths and all these other metals. And so we're close to having a couple of opportunities closed. And hopefully I'll have some news in the next couple of months. And I'm very, very excited where the company's going. And I think we're in very, very good shape. That being said, if we're in a better gold environment or gold equity environment, yeah, we probably would continue on with our gold assets. They're in good shape. We'll put those on the side. And like I said, we got cash, and it's a tough environment right now. And, as I learned, crises present opportunities, and I'm trying to take advantage of that. And that's kind of where we're at right now.
Okay. So I want to be able to kind of deal with gold, and we'll go, so the gold, and then we'll move on to green metals in a second. So you said, right, we're going to down tools. We got some great drill results.
Yeah.
No one cares. We're going to down tools because we're going to be burning through cash and not getting any reaction or love in the market, right?
Yep.
So do those assets today have a book value as far as you're concerned? Could you flip those out? Red book, green book, whatever you want to do.
Well, they have tremendous value because one, most of the drill holes we put in there had gold.
Right.
But it's gotten to the point where it still needs a lot of drilling. It's structurally complex. They're high grade, they're erratic. But for us to properly derive all the value out of there, we would have to put in millions and millions of dollars, or get the mineralization goes at depth. And so it's either, you're at the point where, okay, if you're going to go in, you got to go all in.
Right.
You don't want to go halfway, blow all your money, and then you're in a tough spot. So we still have numerous targets. Mineralization is still open at Happy Valley. But again, if you're not getting rewarded in the markets, what is the point of drilling?
No problem with that. No problem with that at all. Okay, so let's park that up.
Okay.
So it could be packaged up for someone who's experienced in sort of complex systems. That might be for them with a balance sheet to match.
Sure.
Okay, fine. Park it up. Green metals. So, and it's like, I say this in the context of, recently you saw a company in the shape of Azure Minerals do their thing. They were in silver in Mexico, then they came back to Australia. That didn't work out. Then they came back to Australia to look at nickel. That didn't work out. And then they had this lithium thing, and all of a sudden, boom, $1 billion plus company from nothing. So I suspect people in the market are going, well, it's okay to change your mind as long as you go and do smart things with it. So let's talk about how much money you've got now.
Yes. We have 4 million Canadian in the bank.
4 million Canadian in the bank. So that's allowing you to kind of trot around and due diligence on assets, projects, and maybe even go and see them if you like them. So when you say you're close to being able to talk about something with green metals, have you identified something and you're just negotiating it, or are we still talking?
No, we've identified, we have agreements for a couple of assets, and I don't want to say too much more about that. So it's not that I've identified assets. We have deals pretty much in place. Okay. It's just crossing the T's and dotting the I's. Okay. So again, I think I'm heading back down. Specifically, we're looking at Brazil, and I'm heading back to Brazil in a couple of weeks to finalize some deals, and also there's some other opportunities in front of us.
Okay. And what commodity will we be looking at?
I like lithium, nickel, and copper.
I know you do, but have you got all three in this project you're picking up?
Right now it's lithium and nickel I'm looking at. Okay. And there's a couple of copper opportunities I'm looking at as well. Okay, but specifically nickel and lithium here. Okay. Well, lithium's getting a good hearing at the moment, so that may be no bad thing. How far is this money going to get you? Because you're going to need to bring some new money in
at some point.
New investors in
at some point.
And your current investors are we're gold guys and gals. Yes. You're going to need to bring them along with you. Or do you expect a little bit of turbulence? Well, the good news is, management and insiders and the board own quite a bit of stock, right? So, and they're all on board. The board owns about 20% of the stock, and people close to us own 20% of the stock. Right. So, and I have been out talking to people. I don't believe in shocking people. So I have been talking to people saying, hey, we're looking at, other opportunities, right? I can't get too specific, obviously, for disclosure reasons. But, there's always going to be someone that may feel, hey, why aren't you still, doing gold, or do these assets have value? It's simply, as I said before, a situation where there isn't any interest in gold juniors right now, and you gotta think of what you can't just sit on your money and do nothing. You got to find out other ways to add value to the company and move that share price up and reward your shareholders. And I think green metals is the way right now because the sentiment is good and the fundamentals are very, very good. Okay, so many Canadian investors, retail. That's what we can do. There's European, There's European, there's American, there's Canadian, yes, and there's a little bit of Australian. Yep. Okay. Look, I don't think it's too much more we can say because we've taken a few things off the table. Stay tuned, and we're waiting to put something else on. Okay, sure. But as a stay tuned. I think it's smart. Where you've come in here and said to me it seems quite smart. It's like you're no problem blowing your brains out, spending all your money on something you're never going to be able to finish, or perhaps even in this market monetize anytime soon. Yes. So going green, no bad thing. I wait eagerly to see what you come up with. I'm excited. So, I'm excited, and I've been down there, and Brazil's a country that's really moving, and specifically in the agricultural industry. And, we're staying out of the areas that are sensitive. I want to be clear about that. And yet it's a vast country. It's like 90% the size of Canada. And geologically, it's very similar to what you see in Western Australia and in Ontario and Quebec. It's all Archean rocks. I won't get too much into geology, but when I was younger, I spent a lot of time looking at nickel deposits and going down to Brazil and seeing all these different projects that haven't had a drill hole in them and have compelling anomalies and are fertile ground, and yet you have incredible infrastructure and economy that's really, really moving. And we have a team down there, and we have some good people helping us out down there. And so I think it's one of those areas that hasn't gotten a lot of love, and I think it's a great opportunity for us to do well.
Ironically, some really good gold companies there.
Absolutely.
So we've been listening to some Brazilian operators.
And some lithium companies too.
Yeah, doing quite well. So
yeah.
The economy's doing well. Inflation is much lower than anywhere else in the world.
Good exchange rate. The cost of doing business there is pretty good. And I'm very excited.
Good. Just get yourself a good asset. It should be easy from there, right?
It's never easy. It's never easy.
Okay.
It's mining. It's never easy, but you know what? I'm looking forward to it, and I'm excited. And like I said, just stay tuned.